Hello, this is Mark Smith with our new business, Family Tree Brand Life Coaches. And I'm going to share with you 15 traits that you must have in order to become a Family Tree Brand Life Coach. Number one, you really have to have a certainty in your heart and soul that you have a calling to do this work, that this is more than a way just to make a living, that this is something that you are destined to do. Number two, you have to believe you can do it. Some of the local counselors here, when I tried to turn them into gurus on YouTube, and I told them, dude, you could have like referrals, unlimited referrals from the rest of your life. And they were like, well, I just don't know if it would work. I'm like, okay, you've seen me do it, and you've seen other associates do it. Why wouldn't it work for you? If you don't think you can do it, you're right. If you think you can do it, and you got the goods, and you have the right training and support, it's a slam dunk. You'll be able to do it. So you have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in international marketing. You have to have faith in YouTube. You have to have faith in us as your trainers at Family Tree. Number three quality you need to have is you must have done enough of your own recovery work to where you're not too wounded and too broken to where there might be some danger of not being as helpful as you possibly can be. Now, y'all are saying, dude, I remember you when you started making YouTube videos. Your hands were shaking, and I made some of them right in front of this bookcase, and I was a sad sack mess. So don't do as I do, do as I say. I think those videos were impactful and helpful because I was a mess. But due to liability concerns, we need people who, you don't have to be the paragon of mental health, because if that were true, I'd be the first guy out the door. I have issues. But you do have to be thriving, and you do have to have a real handle on your complex PTSD symptoms, or this isn't the right time for you. Maybe it's the right opportunity, but you might have to wait a while to get more stability and progress in your recovery before you should be out in the world helping folks. Number four quality you need to have is you have to have good character as a human being. We want talented people, we want charismatic people, but primarily we want good people who tell the truth and keep their word. I was talking with one of my clients about dating after going through narcissistic abuse, and I told them looks and chemistry aren't really all that terribly important. Really what you're looking for is somebody who can do their own work and who has impeccable character. That would make a good life partner, and it's required if you're going to be a business partner with Family Tree Brand Life Coaches. Number 5 is you have to be teachable. It isn't that we can't learn from you. I have a lot to learn. I don't tweet. I don't Instagram. There's a lot of things that I don't know about, that if I'm starting a school on life coaches, I'll need to learn about. But I do know enough to build an international thriving practice that reaches people and changes their lives. So if you're somebody who already has opinions that are inflexible about narcissistic abuse syndrome, you're not a good candidate to work with us. We want people to realize how much they don't know and who see us as experts who can teach them. Number 6 sort of goes with calling, and that is you have to have a great deal of passion. If you're going to start any internet business, any business for that matter, it has to be fun and it has to be a passion. I've determined in my life that I love being a therapist and I'm really good at it, but I'm extremely passionate about building a practice of YouTube videos and being a writer and training life coaches. That's more fun for me than doing the local marriage counseling. So you just have to find what turns you on and spend your time doing it. So if the job that you're doing in life doesn't give you passion, then find something that does. And it may not be this opportunity, but please go find something that, helps you to get out of the bed in the morning with a great deal of passion and enthusiasm and joy. Number 7, you need to be driven. A lot of what makes you successful online is sitting there till 2 o'clock in the morning, putting tags on videos or putting content on your website. Am I advocating an addictive lifestyle that puts your life out of balance? No, that's bad. If you're going to be successful and make a 6-figure income and live wherever you want to live and travel wherever you want to travel, there are going to be some 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning night. And the reason you're staying up and doing it is you're so passionate. You want that website to rank. You want to publish that YouTube video that maybe could get over 100,000 views. So is being driven, potentially addictive and put your life out of balance? Yes. And I'm working on not being that way as much. But if you're going to be successful in any business, you got to have some of that, my friend. If you want to live a perfectly balanced life, this is not for you. If you want to really make a mark upon the world and save lives and impact tens of thousands of people, you're going to have to put some blood, sweat, and tears into it. Number 8 is you have to have time for this. If you're already working 60 hours a week, this isn't for you. I know people can carve out a few hours. I'm not really willing to pour a lot of good training into somebody who's too busy for this. So this is better for, say, somebody who works part-time or works 40 hours a week, and yet then you don't have small children and you have a lot of time. You need to, between the training and the building of your life coaching practice, you need 30 hours a week, 25, 30 hours a week. If you don't have that, this is not for you. The ninth quality you need to have is you need to see this life coaching practice as something not maybe you'll do full time, but you absolutely will do full time within a year or a year and a half or 2 years of starting. And see yourself as having a 6-figure income. If you think you're going to dink around at this and do it 5 hours a week and always do your other job, this isn't for you. Number 10 is you're going to have to invest some money in the training. That we're nice people. We want to help empower people. I get great joy through the years from taking, for instance, in my other business, taking a young therapist who doesn't know how to tie their shoes and to teach them how to be a great therapist and to teach them to market their business. I get great joy from mentoring. But my time is just really limited and I have very limited energy. So if I'm going to pour my life into you, you've got to pay me some money so that I can skip some of my counseling sessions and get enough sleep and get enough time playing basketball to not, go completely insane. So you're going to have to put some skin in the game, beg, borrow, steal, don't steal. Sell something you have. Take money out of your retirement. Do what you got to do. Borrow it from a family member. And we don't know the numbers yet, but it'll be somewhere, depending on which option you choose, it'll be somewhere between $1,500 and $5,000 for the people who are going to be involved in the Family Tree brand as an ongoing franchise. If you're a fantastic writer and poet, that'll help you a lot. Making videos is about having skills with words. It's not just about knowledge. It's about being talented as a communicator. Which brings me to the next point. If you're charismatic, that's a big plus. The Spartan life coach is extremely charismatic and he's funny. That guy's fun just to watch because you never know what he's going to do next. So he's parlayed his knowledge and his charisma into an empire that makes him, probably more than 6 figures. Number 13, you got to have some technology skills. If somebody barely knows how to set up a Skype account and they're intimidated by anything new technology-wise, you're not going to be one of our 7 people that we're going to have as training life coaches, because there's a lot of technology involved. It's pretty simple stuff if you have some experience with technology and you're not intimidated to learn. Number 14, you need to really trust and value the Family Tree brand. In essence, you need to trust and value what I can teach you. If you don't have a lot of respect for me and for Family Tree, this program is not for you. So that's 14 of the 15 necessary qualities. And the 15th, the last one, and I think the least important, is having a lot of knowledge on the topic. Knowledge on the topic of narcissistic abuse syndrome, you can build that in a matter of weeks. You don't have to be Sam Vaktin in order to be a powerfully effective life coach who impacts tens of thousands of lives and makes a six-figure income. I knew about what narcissistic abuse syndrome was for 3 weeks by reading Psychopath Free by Jackson McKenzie. I read that right around Thanksgiving of 2015. It changed everything for me, and I knew what I had. 3 weeks into that, on December the 13th, I made a video called The 50 Symptoms of Narcissistic Abuse Syndrome, and it just passed 117,000 views. And for a while, anytime anybody Googled narcissistic abuse syndrome, it showed up first in line. So I didn't have a lot of knowledge, but I had a lot of recovery, and I had a lot of passion, and I had a few tech skills, and I had a calling, and I had faith, and I had solid character, and I took what I learned from Jackson McKenzie. I was teachable. I was very driven. I put time into it. I had a vision for being a full-time YouTube guru. I've always invested a lot of money in my businesses. I am a writer. I don't know how great of a poet I am, but I do touch a lot of hearts with my poetry. I don't know how charismatic I am, but maybe charismatic enough. I do have tech skills. So the knowledge was the least important thing. I was able to not have a lot of knowledge and still hit a grand slam. And I want you to have knowledge, and I'll have you read 20 to 25 books and have you watch a lot of videos, and you will have a great deal of knowledge and you'll be well trained. But your character, your recovery, and your passion are much more important than just having knowledge on the subject. So go through and examine the 15 qualities, and if you got 14 or 15 of them in spades and you're interested, then email me your resume and a cover letter to marksmith@familytreecounseling.com, and maybe we'll do business. We're looking for a few good men and a few good women, and we're going to build a small army of effective, healthy, balanced, passionate, knowledgeable life coaches who have reasonable rates and yet who can live wherever they want and have a comfortable lifestyle. Thank you for watching, and God bless.